Namaskar and welcome to Midday Prime. The visit of second delegation of foreign envoys visiting Kashmir post dissolution of Article 370 has garnered tremendous amount of positive response, particularly from civil society in Valley yesterday. Remember, this is the first official delegation of envoys on this mission in Jammu Kashmir. And that's the top story on Midday Prime. We will be getting you live ground report on this broadcast and also the latest on the advisory on cold conditions which seem to be intensifying across parts of North India. I'm Sakal Bhatt and first up on Midday Prime, here are the headlines. Supreme Court verdict on restrictions in Jammu Kashmir. Batch of petitions on situation in Jammu Kashmir after abrogation of Article 370. Prime Minister all scheduled to visit Kolkata tomorrow. Envoys in Jammu and Kashmir. They are all scheduled to meet Lieutenant Governor in Jammu today. Remember, today being the second leg of their visit. And on weather front, snowfall in hilly states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Work underway to clear snow from roads. Cold wave returns as almost all parts of the country receive rains. In international news, Iran forms an investigating committee with experts from relevant countries to probe into reasons behind Ukrainian plane crash, which accounted for 176 lives, invites Boeing to take part in Ukraine plane crash inquiry. And also, UK lawmakers approve legislation allowing Britain to leave the European Union on 31st of January with an exit deal with the EU. Legislation now heads to the Parliament's upper chamber, expected to become law in the coming weeks. And the top sports story, Khelo India Youth Games to kick off from today evening in Guwahati in Assam. 6,800 sportspersons from 37 states and union territories to vie for glory in 20 sporting disciplines. And in cricket news, India to take on Sri Lanka in the third and final T20 international match at Pune this evening. Men in blue are 1-0 up in the three-match T20 series, with first game having been abandoned due to bad weather conditions. Well, top story, the Supreme Court today delivered its verdict on a batch of petitions on situation in Jammu and Kashmir after the abrogation of discriminative Article 370. Now, the Apex Court has asked Jammu and Kashmir administration to review within a week all orders imposing curbs in the Union Territory, while also holding that access to internet is a fundamental right under Article 19 of the Indian Constitution. Reading out the verdict, Justice N.V. Ramanna said, "It is court's job to ensure that the citizens are provided all rights and security." A five-judge bench headed by Justice N.V. Ramanna also asked the Jammu Kashmir administration to restore internet services in institutions providing essential services like hospitals and educational places or educational institutions. The court had also ordered the centre to publish all orders of government under 144 imposing restrictions, including on internet, adding that the orders should be put in public domain. The verdict came on a batch of pleas or bunch of pleas which actually challenged these curbs imposed in Jammu and Kashmir after centre abrogated the provisions of Article 370 on 5th of August last year.
कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज कश्मीर में पिछले 5 से ऊपर महीने में जो एक कम्युनिकेशन और मूवमेंट लॉकडाउन चल रहा है, उसके ऊपर जस्टिस रमन्ना ने आज अपना जजमेंट प्रोनाउंस किया और उन्होंने बहुत सी बातें रखी। उसमें अहम बातें ये हैं कि उन्होंने कहा कि ये जो इंटरनेट का शटडाउन और कम्युनिकेशन शटडाउन है, ये उन्होंने कहा कि वो जो प्रिंसिपल्स हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के, डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी है, लीस्ट रिस्ट्रिक्टिव मेजर है, जिससे किसी की भी फ्रीडम्स को आप रोक सकते हैं। जब स्टेट को बैलेंस करने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है लिबर्टी और सिक्योरिटी को, कश्मीर में भी जब आप लिबर्टी और सिक्योरिटी को बैलेंस करेंगे तो आपको इन बातों का ध्यान रखना होगा। और उन्होंने कहा कि क्योंकि स्टेट ने कोई भी ऑर्डर्स जिससे उन्होंने टेलीकॉम को और इंटरनेट को बंद किया, 144 लगाया, लोगों की मूवमेंट को बंद किया, वो ऑर्डर्स सारे पब्लिश भी नहीं किए और वो कोर्ट के सामने भी नहीं रखे। उन्होंने कहा ये गलत है, ये ऑर्डर्स को पब्लिश करने का उनको एक डायरेक्टिव दिया गया है स्टेट को कि सारे ऑर्डर्स पब्लिश किए जाएंगे और फ्यूचर में भी सारे ऑर्डर्स हमेशा पब्लिश होंगे और लोग उस ऑर्डर को चैलेंज कर सकते हैं। वो ऑर्डर्स में क्या होना चाहिए, सारे मटेरियल फैक्ट्स होने चाहिए। वो ऑर्डर्स को ये बात दिखानी चाहिए कि किस कारण से फ्रीडम्स और सिविल लिबर्टीज पर रोक लगाई जा रही है, ये इस ऑर्डर में साफ स्पष्ट होना चाहिए।
Moving on, following the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, some countries have expressed the desire to get a first-hand look at the ground situation there. Now, in the wake of this, envoys, remember, from 15 Latin American and African nations, including United States, arrived in Jammu and Kashmir for a two-day visit yesterday, today being the second leg of the visit. The group of 15 envoys yesterday held extensive interactions with security officials, politicians, Panchayat members, representatives of local bodies, NGOs, as well as civil society groups in Valley. The envoys also interacted with local media there. And before returning to Delhi today, the envoys will also hold talks in Jammu today. Besides the US, the team comprises envoys from South Korea, Morocco, Nigeria, Guyana, Argentina, Norway, Philippines, Maldives, Togo, Fiji, Peru, Bangladesh, as well as Vietnam.
उनको ले जाने का मकसद था वो खुद जाके देख सके कि पिछले 5 महीने में अगस्त के बाद किस ढंग से नॉर्मलसी वहाँ आई है, सिचुएशन नॉर्मल हुआ है। उसके अलावा ये भी बताना ज़रूरी था कि जो स्थानीय प्रशासन है उनके तरफ से किस ढंग से इसके लिए प्रयास किया जा रहा है, वो भी उनको दिखाना ज़रूरी था। जहाँ तक प्रोग्राम का सवाल है, ये ध्यान में रख के बनाया गया था और उसके लिए पुख्ता इंतज़ाम भी किए गए थे कि अभी भी थ्रेट वहाँ है, टेररिज्म का थ्रेट है, उसी हिसाब से।
Let's go now first live across to our legal correspondent Vikas Sarthi, joining us live from Supreme Court on the observations made by the top court on the abrogation, post-abrogation, the lifting of communication curbs, post-abrogation of Article 370. Vikas, over to you. The overview as far as very, very strong and pertinent observations made by the top court today, not only pulling up government but also asking administration to explain. It has talked about the orders referring to imposition of 144 to be put in public domain, but most importantly, clamp down on internet amounts to curbing or violating freedom of speech and expression as per the Supreme Court's observation.
Well, Sakal, clearly court is of the view that so far as the safety of citizen is concerned, it is of paramount importance, but at the same time, court cannot overlook the issue of fundamental right of citizens. Court has made it very clear that court looked into this whole issue as a balance between the safety and security of citizen and the fundamental rights of citizen as well. Court clearly said that so far as the freedom of expression is concerned and right to freedom of speech is concerned, and the professions which are directly linked with the internet, these cannot be overlooked. These are part of fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution, and there must be reasons behind any kind of shutdown order of internet services. Access to internet is a fundamental right. Court has made it very clear, and now it will have impact on other cases as well, because the internet shutdown is not limited to Kashmir only. We have seen this kind of order in different parts of the country. So whatever Supreme Court has said today will be applicable to other parts of the country as well. Court has made it very clear that yes, government has authority to put any kind of restriction on internet or other services as well. But all these things must be made public. There must be reasonable orders behind any such directions. And in the future, in Kashmir, whenever an order is passed of related to internet shutdown or imposition of Section 144, those orders
does it really
will
pave
have to be
way
made
for,
public, so that
internet
any person.
services being restored as far as educational institutions and the essential commodities, as pointed out by the top court? I mean, do we now are we now expecting some sort of relief for the citizens there, especially when it comes to revival of internet services in certain areas?
Well, Sakal, the whatever Supreme Court has said today, it is about the access of a common citizen to internet services. That means the mobile internet service, which have been shut for several weeks now. Now, court has clearly said that if there is any issue regarding the law and security condition, then the review committee must review the previous orders, and certainly if review committee feels that this imposition of shutdown on internet services in Valley is needed to extend it further, then they can do so. But there must be a proper reasoned order behind that, and that order must be made public, so that people in general know about what are the reasons because of which internet has been shut down in their area. So court has made it very clear for all the administration, not only for the Kashmir, this will be applicable for other parts as well, that you have to give a prior notice, a reasoned order behind shutting down the internet services.
No, but initially, Vikas, very briefly, the whole premise of imposing restrictions on internet services was for obvious reasons, the security concerns, and security is paramount because it relates to the citizens first come. And now it seems the situation is limping back to normalcy, though the court has not commented on it. That's very important. But the administration, Vikas, has been asked to submit a report within a week. So are we looking at some sort of deadline for the administration when it comes to restoration of internet services across Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, Sakal, government is not forced to resume the internet services. The only limited point is if government needs to extend these restriction in certain areas, then there must be a detailed order. There must be reasons cited in that order, and
Yes.
internet services cannot be shut down on the basis of a one-line order. In fact, court said that magistrates must apply their own mind while passing these kind of orders, whether it is imposition of Section 144 or like shutting down the internet services. They must exercise their authority with full responsibility, and they must apply their own mind as well. So government is not forced to resume all those services, but government will have to give reason in writing that why internet service has been put on hold or has been shut down temporarily in a certain area. But these orders should be made public.
All right, we'll leave it there. Many thanks, Vikas Sarthi, for putting these observations made by the top court today in larger perspective. And let me continue and talk to my colleague Ajay Vikram, who's joining us on phone line from Valley. Especially Ajay, agar in envoys की बात की जाए तो today being the second leg of their visit, आज उनकी एक शेड्यूल मुलाकात हो सकती है लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर के साथ. क्या कुछ जानकारी आपको मिल पाई है? सबसे पहले तो जहां तक उनकी जम्मू की एंगेजमेंट्स की बात करें तो
देखिए सकल, जो डेलीगेशन है वो जम्मू पहुंच चुका है और उनका जो पहला कार्यक्रम है वो कश्मीरी पंडितों से मिलने का है और उनसे मिलने के बाद वो लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर से मुलाकात करेंगे. काफी अहम है ये विजिट, क्योंकि कल जिस तरह से यहाँ पर सिविल सोसाइटी के लोगों से मुलाकात की गई और लोकल मीडिया से बातचीत की गई, पंचायत के जो लोग थे उनसे मुलाकात की गई और कुछ लीडर्स से भी मुलाकात की गई. उनसे बातचीत के जरिए यहाँ की जो जमीनी हकीकत है वो उनके सामने रखी गई और उन्होंने खुद यहाँ पे विजिट करके देखा. बाई रोड यहाँ पर वो गए, अलग अलग जगहों पर उन लोगों ने यहाँ के हालात को देखा और जिस तरह से नॉर्मलसी थी, जिस तरह से लोगों का आम जनजीवन चल रहा है, उन्होंने खुद अपनी आंखों से देखा. एक डेवलपमेंट कल जो हुआ कि 8 पीडीपी के जो नेता थे जो लंच में शामिल हुए थे, उनको जो है पीडीपी ने अपनी पार्टी से निकाल दिया। अब ये 8 जो नेता हैं इनमें से केवल वो विधायक ही नहीं थे, बल्कि पीडीपी के मंत्री भी, उसमें बड़े मंत्री भी शामिल थे। अब्दुल राथर जैसे लोग थे जिनको पार्टी से निकाल दिया गया। तो ये भी एक पॉलिटिकल डेवलपमेंट उसके बाद यहाँ पे शुरू हुआ है। लेकिन जो ये विजिट है इसका सबसे बड़ा मकसद ये था कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पाकिस्तान जिस तरह से प्रोपेगेंडा कर रहा था उसका सीधा जवाब था। और पहले भी इस बात की मांग की गई थी और अलग अलग देशों के लोग यहाँ आना चाहते थे। सरकार ने खुद फैसिलिटेट किया और सरकार खुद चाहती थी कि लोग यहाँ पर आके देखें, विश्व बिरादरी के लोग, और आके देखें कि यहाँ पर स्थितियां क्या हैं और किस तरह से यहाँ पर लोग अपना जनजीवन सामान्य तरीके से बिता रहे हैं और किसी भी तरह की कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
कल आपने ये एक्सटेंसिवली उनका विजिट कवर किया जब वो वैली में थे। अजय, ये जो एक फॉल्स प्रोपेगेंडा या परसेप्शन या नैरेटिव बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही थी कुछ क्वार्टर्स के द्वारा कि कश्मीर एक लॉकडाउन या क्लैम्प डाउन की स्थिति में है, ये जो दूसरा विजिट है, हालांकि पहला ऑफिशियल विजिट माना जाएगा ऑनवॉयज का, ये जो पूरा नैरेटिव है, ये प्रोपेगेंडा है, उसको पूरी तरह से खारिज करता है जिस तरीके के पॉजिटिव रिएक्शंस और रिपोर्ट्स आई हैं इस बार ऑनवॉयज के द्वारा।
जी बिल्कुल सकल, कल चार्टर्ड विमान से आए थे ये विदेशी प्रतिनिधि और उनको बाई रोड लेके आया गया होटल ललित में, और वो खुद यहाँ की स्थितियां देखे। जो रोड पे लोगों का आना जाना सामान्य तरीके से था, कोई भी उसको कहीं भी रुकावट नहीं थी और उन लोगों के बीच में से ही वो कॉन्वॉय गया था। उन्होंने वहां पर लोगों से बातचीत की और जो टूरिस्ट प्लेसेस थे, 1-2 प्लेसेस थे, वहां भी वो गए। और जो सिविल सोसाइटी के लोग के साथ साथ पंचायत के लोगों के साथ मिलना काफी अहम है, क्योंकि पंचायत के लोग गांव की जो स्थिति है वो बताने में कामयाब रहे होंगे। उनसे बातचीत की है और पूरा जो डेवलपमेंट था वो समझने की कोशिश की है। जैसा कि आपने कहा, बिल्कुल सही बात है कि इस विजिट के जरिए जो प्रोपेगेंडा फैलाया था पाकिस्तान ने, उसका सीधा जवाब है। और इसके जरिए एक जो इमेज है भारत की, पहले भी पूरे विश्व में भारत की एक बेहतर इमेज रही है और जिस तरह से यहाँ के लोगों के साथ अच्छा सलूक होता है ये सब जानते हैं। लेकिन पाकिस्तान कहीं ना कहीं हर मंच पर इस बात को उठा रहा था, उसका ये सीधा जवाब था। और निश्चित तौर पर सबने देखा और ये दृश्य खुद अपनी आंखों से इन प्रतिनिधियों ने देखा, तो निश्चित तौर पर एक बहुत बड़ी सफलता भी हम मानेंगे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भारत की।
जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अजय विक्रम सिंह हमसे ये तमाम जानकारी शेयर करने के लिए। Well, let's move on and talk about the latest on weather front. Especially north seems to be under severe grip of cold. Heavy snowfall in the last 2 days in hilly areas of Uttarakhand has brought normal life virtually to a standstill as key highways continue to remain blocked and disrupted. Both power and water supply also are majorly affected. Hundreds of villages and areas are cut off from the rest of the country, with higher reaches receiving over 6 feet snowfall. Apart from hills, plains also received rainfall, bringing temperatures down. Government officials have said that relief measures are being implemented to restore communication network along with power and water supply lines. The worst affected districts in Uttarakhand are Chamoli, Teripori, Rudraprayag, Uttarkashi. Temperatures have gone below 0 degrees in many locations in Uttarakhand. And from Uttarakhand, let's talk about Himachal Pradesh, where the capital Shimla saw the coldest night in 11 years, with the mercury dipping to minus 3.7 degrees Celsius yesterday. Likewise, tourist resorts like Manali also experienced the coldest in 9 years, with the minimum temperatures nose-diving to minus 7.8 degrees. And a day earlier, both Shimla and Manali had received plenty full of snowfall as well. The state's lowest temperature was minus 14.6 degrees recorded in Kelong, the headquarters of Lahaul Spiti, the popular tourist destination. Met Department has said that minimum temperatures at most of the places fell by 4 to 5 degrees, and these were season's lowest temperatures so far. It has also maintained that another western disturbance is likely to hit western Himalayan region from 11th of January, that is tomorrow, bringing more rain and bringing more snowfall. right, so we've compiled some important pointers talking about the weather forecast likely to remain in the next 5 days, particularly focus on the cold fury gripping parts of north. Before I come to this part, let's also show our viewers this is an intense cover of clouds which has engulfed the entire part of the northern region. Now, talking about the kind of advisory that has come in, perhaps the forecast that has come in for the next 5 days, cold wave conditions in pockets of Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and Delhi. You can see that also there in the map from the IND, and some parts of the western MP are also engulfed in that intense cloud cover. Having said that, the fall in maximum and minimum temperatures is expected by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius over central India. Well, that's going to be this portion. So 2 to 3 days is what we are looking at, with slight rise later maybe. Fall in minimum temperature, well, 4 to 5 degrees Celsius over East India. Again, the cloud cover engulfing the East India portion there, eastern side, where a gradual rise by 2 to 3 degrees over West India is expected in the next 3 to 4 days. Also, isolated to scattered rainfall and isolated to scattered snowfall is also expected in the western Himalayan region. Now, talking about the western disturbances, some fresh spout of western disturbances are likely to also affect western Himalayan region from 11th January onwards as per IMD advisory, which also includes some thundershowers in isolated areas over the plain regions of northwest. Fresh western disturbances are also likely to affect western Himalayas region 11 January onwards, and we're also looking at precipitation over western Himalayan region with a possibility of heavy snowfall. Well, that's going to lead to heavy snowfall in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh, which actually means Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh have to gear up for more snowfall likely in the next 2 to 3 days. Shallow to moderate fog is now also likely to be experienced, but that in over Jharkhand in the next 3 days. Talking about the rest of the country, well, the IMD says that no significant change in minimum or maximum temperatures is expected over the rest of the country. And Nandini, my colleague Nandini Mittal is joining us live from Shimla. We experienced the coldest night there ever, Nandini. But then what is the advisory, Nandini, if you could just share with our viewers advisory for the next few hours, and has this really had a larger impact as far as the tourists there are considered, especially Manali and Lahore Spiti side?
Sakal, if we talk about the advisory that then the administration has advised tourists particularly, because the roads are very slippery, not to venture out, not to take risk till there is a clear-cut indication from the administration that roads are clear. Yesterday night the temperature was very low. The meteorological department has said that it was minus 3.7, but at few places it was -6 also. This has turned the snow into ice, and today morning the roads were very slippery and many vehicles were found slipped from the road. The advice to all the tourists who are coming to Shimla, Manali and Dalhousie areas are not to venture out much, enjoy snow, but not to take any risk. The roads beyond Shimla is still closed, though the road between Chandigarh, Shimla, Chandigarh, Manali is open now, but the road towards Chamba, Dalhousie is still closed. Tourists are coming in large number to all these places, and the localites are also helping them, advising them how to drive the vehicle on slippery roads, but the things are not good at present.
And what about the administration? Is administration adequately geared up to contain the situation, especially the supply of essential commodities? We believe that water and electricity supply has been badly affected. What is being done on that front?
We must appreciate administration that after such a big, like such a huge, heavy snowfall, they could open the roads within 2 days. But still, because it's beyond administration's control, the slippery roads, etc., are beyond their control. Though the police is there to help out, that if the vehicle is slipped, then they are helping the tourists and localites to get that vehicle out. Administration is there. They have cleared all the roads leading to hospitals. There are adequate doctors available in the hospital to treat the people who have slipped or have broken their bones due to slip on road. So administration is gearing up, but it will take some time because the 6 districts in Himachal Pradesh have been affected due to heavy snowfall. So it will take some time for the administration to normalize the situation.
What about a quick update as far as the highways are concerned, and the connectivity to Shimla and other tourist important destinations? Any advisory by the Met Department or administration on that front, whether tourists should venture out and come to Manali, Himachal Pradesh, considering we see sub-zero temperatures there?
The highway is through, like Shimla Kalka highway is through, and Manali Chandigarh highway is through. But as I told earlier, that roads are slippery. The people who are coming to Shimla or Manali should take care of their vehicle. They should have new tires. They should come along with the adequate, warm clothes to these places, because the weather is inclement and the temperature is very low. But the things are improving. People should come to Shimla and Manali, because tourist is the main industry for these two towns. So we will invite tourists. The administration is taking care of them.
That's right.
And adequate arrangements has been made to facilitate them also.
Yes, so, for those who love to enjoy sub-zero temperatures, I think Shimla, Himachal Pradesh is going to be the top of your tourist destination as of now. Many thanks, Nandini, for that quick update on the weather front, joining us live from Shimla. Thank you. Well, let's move on and talk about some other leads that we are tracking for you at this hour. The BJP has suggested that the masked mob, which indulged in violence in Jawaharlal Nehru University campus, was linked to Students' Union affiliated to the left and the Congress, saying that these bodies were upset because students did not stick to their boycott call to the semester registration process. Senior party leader and Union Minister Prakash Javadekar has refuted the Congress's claims or allegations that Home Minister Amit Shah and HRD Minister, that is Ramesh Pokhriyal, were responsible for the violence in Jawaharlal Nehru University. In fact, he has described it as an utterly false allegation and a case of pot calling the kettle black. The minister also said that a police investigation is currently underway and it will unmask these masked people. He added that a lie will not become truth because of it being repeated by the Congress party again and again, as well as other left parties.
कांग्रेस नेताओं ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में कहा कि जेएनयू का हिंसा सरकार एवं मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्री द्वारा प्रायोजित है। हद हो गई, उल्टा चोर कोतवाल को डांटे। वहां विश्वविद्यालय में सेमेस्टर के लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन की प्रक्रिया 1 जनवरी को शुरू हुई। 1 जनवरी को 1100 छात्रों ने अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाया, जिसका बहिष्कार करने का आह्वान कम्युनिस्ट और कांग्रेस के यूनियंस ने किया था। पुलिस इंक्वायरी में सब सच्चाई बाहर होगी, नकाबपोश बेनकाब होंगे।
Union HRD Secretary Amit Khare has today, in fact, held an important meeting with JNU administration at Shastri Bhavan, along with the VC, that is M. Jagadish Kumar, Vice Chancellor and Registrar Pramod Kumar, Rector 1, 2 and 3. They also attended this important meeting. The HRD Secretary will also be meeting a delegation of students at 3 this afternoon. This is what we are picking up later. There will be a press briefing at 4 p.m. by the centre on this very issue. The Vice Chancellor has said that the situation in university is by and large peaceful and normal.
we have also informed that we have extended the registration date for the students, and if it is required, we will further extend, because we would like to help every student who wants to register and continue their academic activities. The university situation is peaceful and normal now, and the university will continue to function and do its academic activities.
For the latest, let's quickly go across to our senior correspondent Nandita joining us live from JNU campus. Nandita, over to you. The latest that you're picking up. What's the sense that you are getting today now that the registration dates have been extended? Has the situation, first of all, Nandita, you've covered it in the last few weeks as well, eased out by and large, and especially today? There's a very important meeting in few moments from now and a press conference at 4.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Sakal. A meeting between the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jagdish Kumar, and the Secretary has just taken place, and the Vice Chancellor and in the meeting it was decided that the service and utilitarian fee over which the students of JNU were protesting, and they marched from Mandi House to Shastri Bhavan yesterday. Shastri Bhavan, which houses the offices of the Human Resource Development Ministry. So today it was decided that service and utility charge of rupees 2,000 would not be levied on the students. That charge would be borne by the UGC. That was decided in December only, but today yesterday it was today the secretary is meeting with the Vice Chancellor. He came out and said that this would be implemented from now onwards, but there has no decision yet been on the room service occupancy charges, which have been hiked, and they were extremely low, about 10 rupees and for double occupancy, and 20 rupees for single occupancy. That was hiked to 300 and 600 rupees respectively. Also, the Vice Chancellor said that there is peace and calm that is prevailing in the university right now. The last date for registration for the winter session has been now set at the deadline has been increased to 12th of January. So the registration can go on. As you know, that servers and other computers relating to this process were damaged in that violence on Sunday night. Also, he said that the university is very conscious.
More about the delegation that is likely to meet the Vice Chancellor today, as well as Secretary. There also seems to be an attempt by the University Veracity, the administration, to reach out to the students' community and address to the genuine grievances.
Yes, Sakal, that delegation of students, they are supposed to meet the Secretary, Mr. Khare, today at 3 p.m. and then there is going to be a briefing by the Secretary of Human Resource Development Ministry at 4 p.m. But it is not sure whether the students will turn up or not, because yesterday they felt that their demands had not been acceded to and they have not been agreed to. So we are expecting the ministry has opened its doors for them and said that they are welcome to come.
All right, we'll get more clarity when that press conference takes place at around 4, an official word.
Yes,
yes.
The press conference will take place at 4 p.m.
Yes. Thank you very much, Nandita Dagar, for getting us those quick updates. Thank you. Moving on Midday Prime, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a 2-day official visit to Kolkata from tomorrow. On the 11th of January, the Prime Minister shall dedicate to the nation 4 refurbished heritage buildings in Kolkata to the nation. These are the old currency buildings, the Belvedere House, the Met Cafe House and the Victoria Memorial Hall. Prime Minister shall also participate in the grand celebrations of the Kolkata Port Trust on 11th and 12th of February. In a memorable event, this is supposed to be a memorable event. Prime Minister shall also be felicitating 2 oldest pensioners of the Kolkata Port Trust, Nagina Bhagat and Naresh Chandra Chakrabarti. Prime Minister shall also be launching the port anthem during the event. He will also be unveiling a plaque of 150 years of commemorative installation at the site of original port jetties. Prime Minister shall be inaugurating the upgraded ship repair facility of Cochin Kolkata Ship Repair Unit at Netaji Subhash Dry Dock. Prime Minister will be inaugurating the full rake handling facility while dedicating the upgraded railway structure of the Kolkata dock system for smooth cargo movement and improving turnaround time.
Kolkata is the cultural capital of India, there is no doubt about it. Our virtual museums, suppose if I create a virtual museum, which is an experience, to dekhe, you can see it on a small space. So that is what we are creating. That is what the Prime Minister also wants, that we create virtual museums. This will get dedicated to the citizens of Kolkata.
In other news, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu today inaugurated All India Oriental Conference in Nagpur. Now, this conference is being hosted by Kavi Kulguru Kalidas Sanskrit University. Vice President, who is a great admirer of Sanskrit language, also opened the centenary celebrations of the convention. Vice President also unveiled 100 books on the occasion of centenary celebrations during the convention ceremony. Alongside this, a short documentary on the topic All India Convention for Oriental Studies was also showcased during this event. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari also graced this occasion as special guest.
There are inherent skills among our children, but you have to recognize. That's why Prime Minister has come out with that skill development mission. And we must see to it that we as a nation develop positive attitude, leave negativism, stop obstruction, destruction, move towards construction. That should be the attitude of everybody. After all, it's your own country. Burning a bus, burning a train, burning a vehicle. You have to burn the idea. हिंसा के द्वारा कोई समस्या का परिष्कार नहीं होगा. ये अभी तक साबित हो गया. Entire world has come to know of it.
Well, aimed at doubling the income of farmers and to also reduce the risk involving farming, the positive results of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana are actually visible across the country. We have a look at this ground report from Raichur district in Karnataka down south.
Despite being situated between Krishna and Tungabhadra rivers, Raichur district of Karnataka faces rain deficit and financial distress due to crop failure. With cotton, groundnut, paddy, jowar and sunflower being the principal crops, the farmers were facing a hard time. However, since the last few years, farmers have been relieved of the stress with the implementation of PM Fasal Bima Yojana in the district. The farmers are thankful to the government for this initiative.
ಪ್ರತಿ ಸೀಸನ್ಗೆ ಮುಂಗಾರು ಹಿಂಗಾರು ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ
Due to shortfall in rain last year, my harvest was not satisfactory. I lost my crop, but I received 4,80,000 rupees under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana insurance scheme. Today I am economically secure and I am able to sustain thanks to Fasal Bima Yojana.
ಒಂದು 700 ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ.
ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಫಸಲ್ ಬಿಮಾ ಯೋಜನೆ ನಾವು
I lost my crop of tuor dal on my 2-acre farm due to unavoidable circumstances. But thanks to Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the crop insurance amount was credited directly into my bank account within a few days. It was a great help.
ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ 4,80,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ 4 ಲಕ್ಷ.
ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ 2 ಎಕರೆಗೆ, ಶಾಂಪಲ್ಗೆ 2 ಎಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ. ಇನ್ಸೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು.
Initially, I faced some problems in getting the insurance amount. But after the issues were resolved, the entire amount was credited directly into my account. It is a great scheme.
ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. DC ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ
At a time when crop yield has become unpredictable, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is helping farmers become secure and financially strong. It is giving them hope and confidence to continue farming even in times of large crop failures, helping them tide through tough times. Bureau Report, DD News.
And on Midday Prime, it's time for the news coming in from the world of business. my colleague Rukma joins us with a quick update on Sensex and much more. Rukma, good afternoon. Over to you.
A very good afternoon to you too, Sakal. And viewers, we begin with a brief report from the markets. The Sensex jumped nearly 200 points in early trade today, led by gains in IT and banking stocks amid easing geopolitical tensions. After hitting a high of 41,647.60, the 30-share BSE index was trading 124.70 points, or 0.30% higher, at 41,577.05. Similarly, the broader NSE Nifty advanced 37.25 points, or 0.30% to 12,253.15. Addressing a curtain raiser function of Wings 2020 organized by FICCI and Civil Aviation Ministry in New Delhi, Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that Air India privatization was moving in the right direction and that this will further strengthen the sector. Wings 2020 is focused on various aspects of the aviation sector and will be held in Hyderabad in March.
The process of a privatization program for our flag carrier, and I think the process is sufficiently evolved, and the what you call the PIM, or the expression of interest, will grow out very slowly, very shortly. All the evidence I have, including the expressions of interest which have already come in, think that we are on the right path, and that this privatization will strengthen the civil aviation sector, and it will contribute to the expansion of the sector both in the short and the medium term.
And Union Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that the ongoing tension between US and Iran will affect energy prices, but he said that the External Affairs Minister has been speaking to all stakeholders, and that while we expect energy prices to remain reasonable, as it affects a lot of people.
विश्व में तनाव ना हो, ये भारत की अपेक्षा है। भारत की विदेश मंत्री सारे स्टेक होल्डर से, सारे उनकी सहयोगियों से बातचीत कर रहे हैं। भारत एक मध्यवर्गीय समूह की देश है। बहुत सारे लोग एनर्जी प्राइस की वोलेटिलिटी के ऊपर प्रभावित होते हैं, और हमारी उम्मीद है विश्व की तनाव घटे और प्राइस एनर्जी में रीजनेबल रहे, रेस्पॉन्सिबल रहे, ये हमारी अपेक्षा है।
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held a pre-budget consultation with party's national office bearers in Delhi. The meeting was also attended by Morcha members, departments, publications and think tanks. BJP National General Secretary Arun Singh said the government is striving towards the welfare of all.
विभिन्न ग्रुप जो हमारे यहाँ हैं, चाहे किसान मोर्चा, युवा मोर्चा, महिला मोर्चा, उनके प्रमुख कार्यकर्ताओं से उनके सुझाव लिए। हमारे यहाँ बुद्धिजीवी सेल है, इंटेलेक्चुअल से उन्होंने भी मीटिंग किया। उसी प्रकार अलग अलग वर्गों से उन्होंने संवाद किया, और सब लोगों ने यही सुझाव दिया कि जिस प्रकार से माननीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हर वर्ग को ध्यान दिया जा रहा है, गरीब का किस प्रकार से कल्याण हो, कल्याणकारी सरकार है, उससे संबंधित जो जमीनी स्तर के कार्यकर्ता हैं, उन्होंने अपने सुझाव दिए।
And that's all in news from the world of business. Back to Sakal for the rest of Midday Prime.
Thank you, Rukma, for getting us that quick update on Business Prime. Thanks. And now, after Business Prime, it's time to take a look at some international stories trending at this hour. First up, the latest on Ukrainian airliner that crashed. The Ukrainian airliner that crashed, killing all 176 on board, is now increasingly becoming a possible flashpoint between the West and Iran. And many Western leaders, including US President Donald Trump, they have raised that the airline was likely brought down by an Iranian missile, dismissing Iran's claim that it was a technical error or fault perhaps that was responsible for this very, very terrible tragedy. According to US officials citing an extensive review of satellite data, it says that with a high degree of certainty that anti-aircraft missiles brought down the plane. And the officials have also maintained that Boeing 737-800 had been tracked by Iranian radar. Washington believes that the plane was most likely brought down accidentally. Canada responded in affirmative, with the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau adding that the Ukraine airliner was likely brought down by an Iranian missile, citing intelligence from Canadian and other sources as well.
The news will undoubtedly come as a further shock to the families who are already grieving in the face of this unspeakable tragedy. We have intelligence from multiple sources, including our allies and our own intelligence. The evidence indicates that the plane was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile. This may well have been unintentional. This new information reinforces the need for a thorough investigation into this matter. Canada is working with its allies to ensure that a thorough and credible investigation is conducted to determine the causes of this fatal crash.
And also, heads of the other nations have also cited intelligence sources that the crash was not a technical or human failure, but it was indeed a missile hit.
Firstly, though, I want to address the issues in relation to the terrible events in Tehran. As has been noted and spoken to by our colleagues both in Canada and the United States today, I can confirm, as I have on radio interviews this morning, that Australia has received similar intelligence to that which has been spoken to by both the Prime Minister of Canada and from out of the United States. This underscores the terrible nature of these events. All of that intelligence as presented to us today does not suggest an intentional act, and that is the basis of the information that has supported the comments I have made today.
We agree with the Canadian assessment that indicates that Ukrainian International Airlines flight was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile, and as Francois Philippe said, it may well have been unintentional. Our view on the crash underlines why we urgently now need an independent, full and transparent investigation to establish what caused it. The Iranian regime must open up to the international community, including access to the crash site, so we can get the truth as quickly as possible to give the families of the victims an understanding of what happened to their loved ones.
Also, initial reports by Iran's civil aviation organization says the plane had experienced an unspecified technical problem. The news will undoubtedly now come as a further shock to the families who are already grieving in this face of the most unspeakable tragedy. Canada is in mourning after 63 of its citizens were dead in this horrific crash of Ukrainian flight heading out of Iran. Candlelight vigils, meanwhile, have been held in several Canadian cities on Thursday earlier to remember in memory of the 63 people killed in plane crash in Iran. Over in Toronto, mourners have arranged candles on the ground and posted pictures of the victims. On Parliament Hill in Ottawa, mourners arranged candles on the ground in the shape of hearts. Braving chilly weather conditions, they set photos of loved ones in front of the site's Sentinel Flame Monument in a vigil attended by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as well. Meanwhile, investigation is being conducted on the crash of Boeing 737 Ukrainian Airlines passenger plane in Iran. Iran also says it will cooperate with Ukraine on the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder as well, commonly known as black box, which has already been found. Also, the Ukrainian International Airlines Boeing 737-800 plane departed the Iranian capital Imam Khomeini International Airport en route to Kyiv, that is in Ukraine, early on Wednesday. The crash came hours after Iran launched missile attack on US troops at 2 Iraqi bases in retaliation for the killing of General Soleimani. The crash killed all 176 passengers on board the plane, mostly Iranians and Iranian-Canadian nationals. Ukrainian International Airlines has also announced indefinite suspension of all its flights to Iran after this tragedy. The flight was a popular transit route for Canadians traveling to Iran in the absence of direct flights, and also carried many students and academics heading home from their holidays. And it's time for some sports action coming in from the world of sports. And my colleague Tapas joins us live on this broadcast. Khelo India is going to be your top sports story. And what else is happening in the world of sports? Tapas, over to you.
Well, thanks, Sakal. And yes, it is going to be a glitzy opening ceremony which will kick off the third edition of the Khelo India Youth Games today, where 6,800 athletes from 37 states and union territories will compete in 20 sports. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju and Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal will be present at the opening ceremony, which will be held at the Indira Gandhi Stadium. The countdown has begun for the third edition of the Khelo India Youth Games. The opening ceremony, which will be held at the Indira Gandhi Stadium on Friday, will witness the presence of Assam's Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal and Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju, along with a host of star athletes, including country sprint sensation Hima Das. The opening ceremony on Friday is expected to be a glitzy affair with the innovative use of lighting and technology. Special acts have been devised to celebrate the natural beauty and cultural wealth of Assam, along with heroes of the state.
To make Guwahati as a sports capital of the country, to achieve that goal, we are trying to develop our infrastructure. We are developing our boys and girls in such a manner that they could draw the attention of the not only India but rest part of the world. To inspire our young generation, this is a golden opportunity for all of us. Khelo India Youth Game 2020.
The various stadiums that we have got here, the various venues like Khorokojai Sports Complex, Naidu Stadium, LNIP in Sonapur, and all these venues have also been upgraded, and all the required infrastructure is in place. And in fact, the sports department and all other agencies involved with the games are absolutely prepared for this mega event.
The third edition of the Khelo India Youth Games will have several first-time initiatives by the government, including having aircrafts dedicated to ferrying athletes from Kolkata and Delhi to Guwahati, and a Go Green program that will see electric cars at the venues. Around 6,800 athletes across 37 states and union territories will compete in a total of 20 sports events, including new additions, lawn bowls and cycling, in 8 venues across Guwahati during the competition. The total strength of the participation at the games is 10,000 people, including athletes, officials, volunteers and support staff.
The opening ceremony of Khelo India Youth Games will be a larger-than-life event. A large number of crew members, support staff and technical staff will make it a grand event. The cultural heritage of Assam will also be displayed at this opening ceremony. With camera person Sandeep, this is Narayan Singh reporting for DD News, Guwahati.
Well, to get more perspective on Khelo India, we are joined by our correspondent Narayan Singh from Guwahati. Narayan, what can we expect in the Khelo India opening ceremony? We believe that the sports minister as well as the Assam chief minister will be present along with a host of dignitaries. What can you give us more information?
The preparations are in place for the opening ceremony of the Khelo India Youth Games that will take place later today, and all the arrangements are in place, whether it is security, whether it is infrastructure, and all the teams, all the 37 teams has arrived here to participate in these games, and we talked to the athletes. They all are upbeat about the games. Actually, we can say that these games are the confluence of the different culture, different languages of India. The athletes are saying that they are meeting the athletes of other language, other state, and are learning a lot from each other. So we can say that this is the unification of India through sports, and the atmosphere here is highly upbeat. Not only athletes, but also the common man of the Guwahati is also excited to watch these young athletes to perform in their city.
Naran, thank you so much for all the updates, and we will be hoping that it will be a game changer. This Khelo India Youth Games will be a game changer for the country. Well, that's all in Sports Prime. For more news and updates, back to you, Sakal.
Thank you very much, Tapas, for getting us that quick update. And with that, it's time to wrap up this edition of Midday Prime on Doordarshan. News and updates continue on your channel, DD News and DD India. Stay tuned with us.